Bonjour et bienvenue dans la nouvelle édition de Français pour les anciens étudiants d'espagnol. Aujourd'hui, on va continuer et peut-être terminer avec les questions. So today we are going to talk about questions. This is part 3 of 3. Vous aurez besoin de votre cahier, bien sûr, un crayon ou un stylo. Aussi, les 4 couleurs, les stylos de couleur ou les crayons de couleur de la dernière fois. So whatever 4 colors you used last time, make sure they are available to you, s'il vous plaît. Okay. So you'll recall, you'll open your notebooks to our flowchart sheet, that we had 4 ways of asking questions in French. And each of them could be very simply explained using parts of speech. What I would like to do is to call your attention to, in the simple inversion and the complex inversion parts, is that here I have added the ne pas into the sentence, which I did not do up here. If you have a negative sentence with inversion, the ne or the n apostrophe and the pas, or whatever your second part of your negation is, goes on either side of the verb and subject pronoun unit. Between the verb and subject pronoun should be a hyphen or a hyphen T hyphen. We'll talk about why you might need one of those today. And in complex inversion, the ne or n apostrophe pas goes around the verb subject pronoun unit. And again, those are chained together with either a hyphen or a hyphen T hyphen. The subject noun goes out here. If you have a negative sentence for intonation and est que, because you are not messing at all with the order of the words, you can put that ne pas or ne jamais or ne rien exactly in the same place. So there is no question as to where that might be placed. So s'il vous plaît, ici. Okay. So let's talk about a simple sentence in French. Okay, let's get some example sentences. So if we are using intonation, and my original sentence was nous aimons la pizza, although today I'm going to deal with the Riley et Dakota variation from yesterday. So, Riley et Dakota aiment la pizza. Okay, that is our sample sentence. Now, if we were to rewrite it according to intonation, we need to put the subject in green. So let's find the subject. Riley and Dakota. The verb is aime, and la pizza is the remainder of the predicate. So to rewrite this as a question, Riley et Dakota aiment la pizza. Question mark. And you'll remember that subject, verb, remainder of the predicate. Not a problem. Let's take this same sentence and rewrite it using est que. And I am not going to actually rewrite the whole sentence again because we have our sentence, we've divided it up into our 3 parts. So we have est que Riley et Dakota aiment la pizza. And you'll notice that these colors correspond exactly to what we put in our original flowchart. Now, when we get to inversion, we're going to actually talk about 2 different versions, both the simple and the complex, and we are going to talk about this special rule about hyphen T hyphen. Okay? However, in general, we'll need a new sentence. So let's use simple inversion. Inversion. And then we have ils aiment la pizza. Why? Because we have to have a subject pronoun. And il pluriel will take the place of Riley et Dakota in our original sentence. So ils aiment la pizza. So in order to do inversion, remember, we have to put the verb first. Aiment-il? Ah, that should be green. I'm trying to use the same colors. Aiment-il la pizza? They like pizza. Do they like pizza? Okay. So now the complex inversion. Inversion. For the complex inversion, we're going to go back to our original sentence, which has Riley and Dakota in it. So according to my fabulous flowchart, I have to start off with the subject noun. In this case, the subject noun is Riley and Dakota. Riley and Dakota. And then we're going to go here to the verb, which is am. And remember, the ENT is silent. Then we need a subject pronoun, il. And if you'll recall from our fabulous flowchart that the subject noun and the subject pronoun must be interchangeable. They have to be the same. Riley Dakota is a mixed group, so we need il pluriel, le masculin, and then we need la pizza. Okay, so these actually color code to these. Now let's take a look at a negative sentence and a sentence that would use hyphen T hyphen. S'il vous plaît, tournez la page. There we go. One of the downsides about interactive notebooks sometimes is that you're writing on the backs of pages like this. So let's take the following sentence. Well, actually, let's do the rule first. Special rule. Okay. Now, the special rule here is use of hyphen T hyphen. And the rule is you must use hyphen T hyphen with inversion if you have an il, elle, on form verb ending with a vowel. If you're not sure what il, elle, on form is, that is third person singular, ending with a vowel. Now, sometimes this will make sense. Sometimes not so much. And I will show you an example of a place where it makes sense to use a hyphen T hyphen, and someplace else where you're using hyphen T hyphen simply because that's the rule. So let's take the sentence Elle aime la pizza. Okay. We have our subject, we have our verb, and we have our predicate. Now, in order to start off, we need our verb. And you'll notice that this is a il, elle, on form verb, or a third person singular verb ending with a vowel, meaning we need hyphen T hyphen. Then our subject pronoun, and then the remainder of our predicate. Aime-t-elle la pizza? And that's what it does. It sort of works like the A and rule in English, where you add a sound before a vowel. So aime-t-elle la pizza? Makes perfect sense to add a hyphen T hyphen here. Now I'm going to show you someplace where it doesn't make any sense, but you have to do it because it's the rule. So let's look at Il habite à Paris. So he lives in Paris. Subject, verb, remainder of the predicate. According to our handy-dandy flowchart, we need to write the right word. That's what we need to do. Habite. And according to our rule, it says you must use hyphen T hyphen if you have a third person singular form verb ending with a vowel. Hey, look at that, I have a vowel. Have to have a hyphen. So you go from il habite à Paris to habite-t-il à Paris, and this hyphen T hyphen is in there to keep the previous word from slamming into the subject pronoun, but it already has a T sound over here, so this doesn't make much sense. You have to do it anyway. That's the rule. Okay? Now let's take a quick look at a negative sentence, and let's go to our negative sentences. So, la négation avec l'inversion. Okay, and let's take a look at complex inversion here. So let's go back to our original sentence and we'll change it a little bit. Riley et Dakota aiment la pizza, mais ils n'aiment pas les escargots. So Riley et Dakota n'aiment pas les escargots. Okay. Subject. Now I'm going to underline the verb and the negative because that's part of the verb unit, all with my 2 lines. And then we have the remainder of our sentence. Now if I go back to my handy-dandy flowchart, I have to start off with the subject noun, then the negative, then the verb. So let's do that. The subject noun, Riley A. Dakota. Then my negative, which is part of my verb. Then a hyphen. I don't need a hyphen T hyphen here because I don't have a vowel. Then my subject pronoun, and remember, my subject pronoun and noun must be the same. N'aime-t-il pas? And I have to put in the second part of my negative. And then the remainder of my sentence. What? This is a really complicated sentence. However, if you break it back down into parts, follow your handy-dandy flow chart, you will be able to do this. Now, do yourself a favor. Grab your verb color. Come in here and circle your hyphen T hyphens. Put a little star. And up here on the edge of your paper, call out your star. Use hyphen T hyphen with il, elle, on verbs ending in vowels. Exclamation point, because I have space for 2. Okay? There you go. Ça, c'est tout. Puis, quelle page? Page 25 à la page 28. So, ajouter cette information à l'indice. So, we're going to add this information to our index. And c'est aujourd'hui le 20. Non. C'est aujourd'hui le 30, 10, 16. Les questions, oui, non. And I'm going to actually label these les questions oui, non. So they're very simple questions. Page 25 jusqu'à la page 28. Ça, c'est tout. Merci. Au revoir.